Hey there, my dearest Capricorns. Happy November. Last but definitely not least. Save the best for last. All right, guys. So this month we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to do an In the Shadows reading, which basically is um, like what's hidden in the shadows. Let's see what's going on. Scorpio season is a darker time. You know, we got the Judgment, the Death card, the Tower card associated with Scorpio. So, Scorpio is a big. There's always a big change in the midst of Scorpio season. I feel this one's going to be even more so than previous years. Only just a feeling that I have. I've been feeling this for a while. So, I decided to look into the shadows to try to prepare the collective for possibly what's to come. I'm sorry, this incense keeps going out on me, so I'm gonna light it. Alright, so like I said, I'm gonna pull from the In the Shadows, get an overall for this month, possibly what you're gonna be facing. Hopefully it stays lit. Alright, so you've got anger and chains. Interesting. I think Gemini got this one, or one other sign got it. 29. 11. It reduces to an 11, which is a master number, and it is the month of November. So, anger and chains. Let's see what's going on with you for this. Let me put my glasses on and read it from the book. Alright. So this card says, forced, channeled, outside, unreasonable, undirected, but powerful. Anger is not the road to clarity. It is not controlled effort or a cold dish. It is raw, primal, explosive. It is loss of reason, the loss of restraint, a bomb burning bright in the black color, a wax seal carefully cuffed to be immediately broken. But anger is also freedom. How can you heal a single thread woven with a million others? How can you unfetter yourself from a bad situation, letting all the rest unchanged? It doesn't work like that. When you need to break free, you need to shake and shout and move things. More things will be broken than just what was to hurt. They're like a bundle. You can target, but you cannot choose. Break many to break one. Save one to save many. We got a lot of stage of angers this Scorpio season. So there could be some kind of anger that needs to be exploded from within to break the chains that maybe you've been bound to. It's like standing up for yourself. Maybe that's the change you need, is to get mad, start moving forward, break free, shake yourself, change the paradigm. But let's get tarot and try to see. Okay, at the split, there's something you've been needing or wanting to do, the Chariot. And the one thing about the Chariot, it doesn't come with just the dark, or it doesn't come with just the light. You got to use both, right? So maybe the anger is necessary to move you past what's kept you in a state of anxiety, fear, feeling bound to something, feeling like you can't move or things aren't changing. So it's shaking it up. So almost like a tower. That gives me like tower vibes. Well, let's see. Okay, so this first row is going to be a challenge for this month, or what's hidden in the shadows for you this month. And then the next row will be the present moment. And after that will be the highest projected outcome. Okay. That makes sense. only take what resonates with you, please, because some things are not meant for everybody. This message might only be for one person, so only take what resonates with you in your situation. Don't try to force anything. If it doesn't feel right, it's not for you. All right. And also, if you'd like to see the mid-month readings, make sure to engage with the video. Okay, so what's in the shadows? Okay. I've got the Five of Pentacles, the Five of Wands, and the Temperance card. And the Temperance card, to me, is like blending the good and the bad, right? Almost like the Chariot has to have both to move, to break the chains, right? So maybe you've been stuck in the scarcity mindset, like you just give and give and give and get nothing in return. Maybe that's the way you think, right? And instead of sitting in this place of just accepting your fate to be, oh, I'm always going to lose, I'm always going to do this, that's where you fight against it. That's where you use all the anger and you let it out and you break the chain. You're like, I am nobody's victim. I am not a martyr. I'm worth more than what's been given. And that's where that healing comes. So maybe you just need to get mad. Maybe you've done too much good for people that just, haven't done right by you. And that's kept you bound and chained to some sort of narrative in your mind. And once you realize that, that's what sets you free. The truth will set you free. It'll help you to release the bondage. I mean, Capricorn is associated with the Devil card, and that's being bound to the 3D, right? Instead of being unbound to the universe. And that's kind of what I see in the present moment. It's like you had really good intentions in something, but your good intentions have done nothing but left you blind to what's really going on, right? So it's time to really, because I see that you're a very hard worker, very strategic, you're good at what you do, but you've dealt with a lot of conflict, and that conflict comes from you trying to, I don't want to say like manipulate the system, right? Like, I'm going to give to somebody because I know it's going to come back, or I'm going to, and something that's gone on has created nothing but chaos in your mind because it's blinded you to the truth of like the real reason, right? So this is a time to really address places where maybe you've lied to yourself. You put work into something expecting an outcome, or being strategic in the way you move so that you can like come up, and it's left you in nothing but conflict, regardless if your intentions were good or not. And so in the present moment, you're figuring out like how to move past the conflict that you've been like holding on to for a while, that keeps you from seeing like the real reality, because all it has is made you feel like, okay, let's say you give to somebody and you expect like they're going to have to give it back to me. Then you're going to be sitting in this Five of Pentacles because you're never going to get back exactly what you put out. So if you expect that, you're kind of lying to yourself. You're lying to yourself in the fact of like, it's gonna, I don't know. Like, if I keep working on this, if I keep fighting for this, if I keep putting the work into it, it's going to change something. And sometimes all it's going to do is bind you to it, right? Because of a misconstrued good intentions gone wrong. Because even in the Bible it says the road to hell is paved with good intentions. We can have the best intentions, but if we're not being logical, it can, So there might be some kind of collaboration or friendship or something in your life that has just left you feeling angry and sad and on the inside, but you've kind of shoved it down. And now it's time to realize that your happiness doesn't lie within that partnership, that friendship, that job, whatever it is to you. And so walking away from the idea that this is where it is, right? And moving more into like, instead of going in things with good intentions, just lead from your heart, lead from your soul. Let your soul and your heart guide you forward, restoring faith and playfulness, and not having to sit here like the Seven of Swords and peek around corners to watch what others are doing, or to, like always be on guard of like, oh, somebody's out to get me. It's like laying those fives down. It's like 5 5 5 could be of significance too. So whether this be a person in your environment that's sneaky strategic, or you having to be, because you're trying to do best by everybody but also get something back in return, I don't know. Take it for whatever it is. I just feel like you're mad and you need to let it out and figure out like why you're so mad, because a lot of times when we're angry, it's more towards ourselves, because we've let things transpire in our lives that have put us in the place to be taken advantage of. And so, in order to recognize that maybe we made a wrong decision, or to address like what role we played in there, we can pull our power back. Okay. So your challenge this month: is to keep your power to yourself. Pull your power back, because I think you've given it away too much. That's why you're mad, because you feel powerless, right? And this to me is like trusting that you've got the tools you need. You just need to reclaim it. You need to pull it back. You need to say what needs to be said and move forward. And not in a malicious way, not in like, I'm going to go start a war or anything like that. There's more of like trusting your gut, your instinct of what needs to go and what needs to stay, and using the tools that you have to create change in your environment. And sometimes it takes getting mad to get out of something. Like maybe you should have gotten mad a long time ago, who knows. But either way, it's going to give you that power back to work in cooperation with the universe. You got a lot of swords here for a Capricorn. You could have a lot of air in your chart, or you've just been dealing with the dark cycle. Because these two are polar opposite. This is having no faith and hope for the future. This is feeling trapped and bound, whereas this is free. The Hierophant is free. It's light. It's good energy, right? And then we've got the dark to light. So it's basically like recognizing we've kept ourselves blind and bound to something. We're not actually trapped. We just haven't wanted to get mad, or we haven't wanted to break free. We were comfortable in this uncomfortable spin cycle that we were trapped in, right? And so this is like reclaiming your power, getting your faith back, getting your hope back that you can transmute all of this darkness into something better for your future. And this timing says within a few days. It's time, act now, fresh start, awakening in spring. So this could be like basically you waking up to the truth. Like you just finally one day, I'm like, you know what? I've been fucking myself over for a real long time, and I'm not happy about it. I'm going to change it. I'm going to make it better. I'm going to make a difference. I don't got to think about it. I just about to transmute all of this pain into power, and I'm not giving it away anymore to anybody or anything that does not give me the same in return. So it might be a tough moment for you to actually acknowledge the disservice you might have done to yourself through good intentions, but it's gonna wake you up to a big truth. You just got too many cards, so I'm sitting here trying to figure out what's going on here. Okay, so the fact that you haven't been looking at things from a real enlightened space, you've kind of been wandering, like you've been blocked intuitively, you know, like trying to use your head way too much instead of like using all of the things together, has created an imbalance in your life. So you're coming to the realization of the truth of the situation. Like the fact that I've been in some kind of fantasy about a situation, I gotta change that, right? And so acknowledging it is gonna help you. And the star, Nine of Wands, and Page of Cups, this is basically addressing the Nine of Wands. And the Nine of Wands to me, it's like this person has been through the battle, but still is ready to do the same thing again and create a burden for themselves. Good intentions, right? I'm going to keep going anyway. I'm just going to try it again. That's that hard-headed place, right? So instead, you're realizing like my star isn't in a Nine of Wands, because the Nine of Wands just leads to the Ten of Wands. It's a repetitive loop of mind fuckery, right? So it's like I need to heal this part of myself. Why do I feel like I have to keep going and going and going until I'm so depleted I have nothing? So it's healing that and going back and like, because I think this started in childhood. That's the second time that Page of Cups came out, where you were just giving too much of yourself in places that you shouldn't have. And this is about you saying, like, from here on out, unless you give me equal reciprocity, we're no longer going to keep spinning in this spin cycle. It's very beautiful. And this is you choosing yourself instead of choosing others, or making yourself feel like somebody else's validation is your reason to exist, right? Look for your own validation. Do you feel good about yourself? That's where it starts. Instead of caring about who feels some type of way towards you, start worrying about how you feel about yourself, because a lot of times we look for external validation when we don't look at ourselves correctly. You know, we don't realize the power we have. We're giving our power to all the people we care what they think, you know. So I'm going to close it out with some Rebel decks, a love card, a Moonology, and some charms. But it's a very good reading. As long as you're willing to invest in that change, I think this is going to be a beautiful month for you. We have got, you are giving too many fucks. Give less. Give less. Give zero. Give zero. That's the High Priestess. Just stop giving a fuck. You are loved. You are here for a reason. Don't fuck it up. And that's kind of what I was just saying. It's like you're caring too much about other people, and you are loved. Why? Because you're here for a reason. You don't need Tom, Dick, Harry, Sam, whoever's validation for your existence. You were created for a purpose. And nobody else can tell you what that purpose is but yourself. And as long as you let people tell you who you are and what you're going to be, you're not ever going to make it to that end goal, right? So let's see, love. Worth waiting for. There could be a connection coming in once you realize that love exists within you. And so you become very independent and powerful, and you're going to attract this. This is divine timing is at play in your love life. So whatever love that you're searching is also searching for you, and it's worth waiting for. So that's really beautiful. All right, so Moonology. Expect powerful change. New moon eclipse. And with this getting angry and taking back your power, this is where that change kicks in. It's almost like hitting that light switch from dark to light real fast. Very nice, very nice. I love it for you. All right, let's get some letter charms and some other charms, and we'll be done. All right, so we got a feather. That one doesn't belong in there, but that means your angels are with you and watching over you and the situation. We've got the Q, an E, a T, an L, or wait, a J, an M, and a Z. These could be initials or they could mean something else to you. All right. They don't spell anything, so take it however it works for you. All right, so we've got the star. Finding that star. Being the star of your own life. All right, we've got an airplane, so there could be travel involved here. The seashell. You could enjoy going to the ocean or the beach. We got a mermaid. I don't know. Maybe you like mermaids. Maybe you have a mermaid. Who knows? All right, and this last one is a bat. I don't know. Are bats like the rodents of the air? I don't know. There's a lot of them. Something spooky is going on in the atmosphere, or Halloween could be significant. I'm not sure. But anyways, I love you guys. Thank you so much. And like I said, if you'd like to continue to see the mid-months, hit the like button, leave me a comment, let me know how it resonates with you. And I love you guys. I will see you in the next one. Peace.